going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Beautiful Frustration Podcast with your host, Charles, and my lovely co-host,
Tish.
Tish. That's much better. I've been telling her to work on her energy with these intros because, I'm not really high energy, but I don't know what I am. Anyway, moving right along. Hopefully everybody's having a good week. When you're watching this, we actually filming it like literally 2-3 hours before it's going to premiere today. So, let's jump right into it. I found some quick hits today, Tish, and I think that's what I'm gonna start calling it. Anytime I hear something that's not necessarily a post, but I think it might be interesting to bring up, I'm just gonna call it quick hits. All right. So, There's a podcast I listened to called $1 Million Worth of Game, and they had a scenario where basically a woman was lying about her baby father being her brother while he was incarcerated, and made her current man believe that this child was his for 10 years until he found letters that she had been writing from the time that they got together until the present. So does that make sense?
Yeah, I saw this one.
Okay. So basically, for those of y'all who may not get what I'm saying, there's this lady and she's dating this dude or whatever. She claims that the child they have together is his. And she claims that the guy she's visiting in prison is her brother. Come to find out, that's her baby's father. And he only found out because of some letters. What do you do in that situation? First thing that comes to mind, these are quick hits.
So, I'm probably going to snap.
Yeah.
Not even probably, I am going to snap.
I think I would be pretty pissed off, I'm not going to lie. What would I do really fast? I don't know. I'm just gonna leave that. I don't know, because I don't know. For all I know, I might want to choke her out. Like a dude in Tyler Perry movie with Sanaa Lathan. When he finally got tired of her. So I don't know, man.
I'm a conversational type of person when big things happen. So I would snap, but I would really want to know what's the purpose of keeping that from me. I mean, there's really no reason to lie about it.
Because she smashed the dude since they've been together. So basically she was having an affair.
Okay.
And that's the reason why she was hiding the fact that she's saying this is her brother. And to make the pregnancy not be questionable, of course he's going to think it's his because they've been together.
Yeah, but still, I'd be snapping. It'd be a done deal. And I would just be moving on with my life.
Yeah,
because if it's not my child, I'm gonna have to detach myself, or I'm gonna have to just detach myself from the whole situation.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's weird.
That's dirty.
I think nobody will argue about like what he should do in terms of the woman in this situation, but most people definitely do be arguing like the kid. What about the kid though? Just because the mom messed up doesn't mean that the kid should now have to go without a father. Man, freak them kids, man. I don't care. That's not my child. I don't care. Like, this reminds me of the situation where, did you see that video, the viral video of the dude surprising the girl on her birthday? She thinks she's getting like a trip, and she's like unwrapping all of these like gifts and stuff. It's like wrapped like 10 times, but the last thing is an envelope with a paternity test in it, showing that like her 4 or 5 year old daughter is not his. So she's like, "Why would you do this? Why would you break our family up? What about your daughter?" But she's like, "It's not my daughter. It's your daughter. You lied to me." Like, my thing is, I get it. Kids are innocent. They don't ask for this stuff. But also, I'm not obligated to now do an 18-year commitment based on a lie.
No, you're not.
Like, that's ridiculous to me.
If you have a strong relationship with that child already, and it's like, I've built this relationship where I feel like this child is mine, and that child calls me daddy or,
but
whatever.
That's weird.
It is weird, but...
I'm saying? That's weird to even hang around. You're not even tied to the mama no more.
Right. You may not be, but some guys won't just leave the baby like that.
But that's not your... And I'm not even talking about from a preference standpoint now. That's not your child. You have no legal authority on that child. Like, you're literally just some dude that the mom was dating, and you're not even interested in the mom anymore. You're just sticking around. Like, that's weird.
It's an attachment emotionally
nah, man,
to the child.
Get detached.
But I mean,
get detached. That is weird.
That's not weird.
You're not the child's parent.
Right, but Charles, if you've built a relationship with the child, so you mean to tell me this: if you have been in a relationship with somebody and y'all been in a relationship for 10 years, say 10 years, and for 10 years you have been believing that the child that
keep talking,
the child that you guys have in this household together for the last, I would say, 10 years, you feel like, or you know, or you believe that this is your child. So
I don't know. I'm sorry.
You wouldn't.
No.
So you
no.
You wouldn't have an issue with detaching. Well, okay,
I'm not saying
you're different.
No, don't do that. One, I'm not different. It's a matter of I have to accept the reality of it. I'm not about to, like, it's gonna hurt, yes, but I'm not about to sit here and hold on to this child, and I'm thinking you were my child, but you're not my child. Your mom lied to me. Like, when you grow up, we're gonna have to answer questions. The longer I stick around, we're gonna have to answer questions of, I'm not your real father. Your mother actually cheated, and you're somebody else's. Then the child is gonna want to know, well, who's my real dad? Blah blah blah. Like, for me, no, man. It's better for you to get out that child's life early and move on. Let that child learn, because the thing is, a lot of kids don't grow up learning about heartbreak. They don't grow up learning about disappointment. And this is, I get it, but blame the mother.
You can blame the mother. You can blame the mother, but you don't. If you're not entitled to leave that child.
Oh,
if you do
I'm
not
most
want
definitely
to.
entitled to leave that
but
child.
I'm saying, if you don't want to, you don't have to.
No, yeah.
And it's not weird if they choose not to.
No, it's weird to me. I'm not saying it's objectively weird. Obviously, everybody has a different opinion. But to me, to stick, I get the emotional attachment, but to stick around and you have no real relation to that child is weird to me. Like, it's just weird. I'm picking up this little girl from school, like, oh, who is she to you? Oh, this is my ex's daughter.
I mean, some men will still call them your daughter, their daughter. They'll be like, I don't screw with the mother, but you're still my child. Yeah, like, in my heart, in their heart, you are still my child. And that's just like being on, when you watch Maury. Oh, my word. When you watch Maury, and they'd be like, DNA test proves that you are not the father. And the dude be like, all mad and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I'm still going to be there for that kid. I'm still going to be there. That kid don't deserve this. The mama's trash, but I'm still going to be there. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, not saying that they have to, but that's just what they decide to do.
Good for them dudes. Anyway, next quick hit. So in this scenario, there was a different show that I listened to called Bully and the Beast, where basically a woman broke up with her boyfriend for cheating. And from there, like, I think they lived together at one point, but he cheated on her. She, of course, breaks up with him, kicks him out the house. But then some time passes. He needs a place to stay. It's totally on some platonic stuff. I need a place to stay. For whatever reason, she allows him to come stay with her. Now, he's trying stuff. She ain't going for it. I don't want you. They get to a point where basically he's paying bills and stuff to the point where it allows her to leave her job and start her own business, which is something she wanted to do. And she's like, well, maybe this was a blessing in disguise. But then he ends up losing a job. And now he's not finding a new job. So neither of them have steady income. And every time she tries to kick him out, he starts to get, like, emotional. Like, basically manipulating her. Like, oh, man, nobody loves me. I have nowhere to go, blah, blah, blah. And for some reason, she still has a soft spot for him. And she doesn't know what to do to get him out of the house. My thing was, just call the police. It's really that simple. Or grow some balls and actually kick him out.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I have zero sympathy for anybody who knows that they need a job and does not do what they need to do to try to get one. Like, bills don't pay themselves, and yes, you did get a job, and it's unfortunate that you lost it. But my dude, I'm gonna need you to go out here and look for another one. You can't just sit up in here, and sympathy's not going to get you a job either. Empathy is not going to get you a job. So if you told me that I could quit my job because you're making the money and you're paying the bills, first of all, I'm confused as to why, you let him back in and he's platonic, but then he starts paying all of the bills in the house and you quit your job dependent on him and y'all not an item?
Yeah, I think keep in mind this was like kind of over a period of time, and yeah, they eventually, decided to, what I'm saying, like I guess just not make it permanent, so to speak, but indefinite.
Okay, so they were roommates.
Yeah, pretty
roommates
much.
That she depended on.
So her question was like, how did she get him to leave?
Listen, you need to find you a job and bring money into this house, or you need to find somewhere else to stay. It's
put well enough.
It's that simple.
All right, y'all. We got to take a quick break. Tish just ordered DoorDash, and I had no clue that she did this before the recording. Okay, I
did that a long time ago. Okay, so
all right, y'all. We back. So we about to get into let's get into our topics for tonight. And by the way, I'm just gonna be real with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. Okay, I'm tired. So I may not be the most animated version of myself, but y'all can get the smooth, chill Charles today. You know what I'm saying? And Tish is always chill. So let's get into our first scenario here. We have my brother attacked my fiance because his girlfriend. You picked this one? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Okay. So the title will be on the screen for you guys to see. Probably not the text. You're just gonna have to listen. So my brother attacked my fiance because his girlfriend moaned my fiance's name during sex. Yes, you heard that right. My brother attacked my fiance. This is so weird. My brother attacked my fiance because his girlfriend moaned my fiance's name during sex. Okay. So last night, my brother was banging on our front door, demanding my fiance come outside. His girlfriend was also there in hysterics. When my fiance opened the door, my brother attacked him. He was screaming about how he knew about their affair, and his girlfriend kept saying she was sorry. We eventually managed to separate the two, and they left when my fiance threatened to call the police. My brother has since told everyone that my fiance was having an affair with his girlfriend, and now my family want me to call off the wedding. From what my sister has told me, his only evidence is that she moaned my fiance's name during sex, and that she's always comparing my brother to my fiance. I don't believe they were having an affair, and my fiance is adamant she's lying. Edit. My brother is telling everyone she said they were having an affair. What do I do now?
Bruh. How do you call out somebody else's name in sex and you're not doing nothing with them?
Yeah,
or you're not thinking about them, or they something has to be going on.
In the movies, it's always that's like a telltale sign that somebody's cheating. Like, it's like, oh, Eric. It's like, my name is Sean. Like, what do you mean? Who's Eric?
So
yeah, no, this is like some Herbal Essence commercials, man.
That happened to me before.
It ain't happened to you. Wait, calling out somebody else's name?
I didn't do it.
Oh, somebody else. They called out somebody else's name with you.
Yes.
Oh, dang. What was the name? Was it even close?
It was the name of
I'm
the
saying,
person.
like, was it even close to your name?
No.
I don't understand how you do that.
It was him calling his ex-girlfriend's name out.
But how? I mean, if you're not drunk or high or like in some altered state of mind, ain't nobody ever that caught up in the love making to the point where they just like, oh, I forgot the name of the person I'm with. Like, huh?
I was like, because, once that happened, it was just like done over what the, what. And I'm like, excuse me? It just slipped out. Oh, so her name just slips out?
Did y'all finish?
Really? No.
Oh.
Bruh, no, absolutely not. But see, that was the beginning to me starting to be suspicious about his cheating with her. Mm. And of course I was right.
I was about to say he just gave it away to you.
But it was after that he still denied it a lot. Yeah. But it was just like, you literally, and then he tried to put it on me like, you're overreacting. Okay, let me call somebody else's name out while we're in the middle of,
in the middle, bumping nasties.
You're not gonna be happy about that. Like that's trifling.
See, here's the thing about y'all trifling dudes, man. Okay, I don't know if we have any trifling men watching this. Actually, yes, I do. Okay, I know some of y'all personally, but here's the thing. Okay.
Wow.
When you caught, just admit that you caught. Okay, just admit that you caught. You don't have to fake the funk, baby. You ain't got to lie to kick it. Come on, Craig. What I'm saying is, when your woman done caught you, stop trying to flip it around. Because, I mean, I don't even understand how a man can do something like call out somebody else's name and then try to flip it around like, man, no, you tripping, you paranoid, man, blah, blah, blah. Like, this don't happen. This don't happen.
Yeah, it was retarded.
Fam,
he had a right to go trying to attack dude. He had every right.
Who?
The fiance
had
a right to go over to the house. The brother had a right to go over to the house to attack the fiance, or whichever way. The fiance deserved to get murdered.
What was the movie with Morris Chestnut and Tay Diggs?
Best Man.
Best Man. That's kind of what this reminds me of. You know what I'm saying? First of all, Tay Diggs was dumb as hell for writing that book. I don't even understand what you thought was going to happen. You writing a book based on your lies about your homeboy and his fiance in the book. You don't think he's going to put two and two together? But my thing here with this is I could have let it slide if it was just like moaning the name, okay? Because it could have been an inappropriate affection he had toward the sibling or whatever. That's still not right? But I could have at least said, well, maybe it's not actual physical cheating. Maybe he just has a very unhealthy attachment to this other person. But then when they also said like the whole comparing now I'm like, nah, bruh. No. Like, I think it's going down. I'm pretty sure.
It is.
So listen, man. Y'all tell us what y'all think. Do y'all think that it's going down? Or do y'all think that maybe, I don't know, the girlfriend is just so caught up with the brother and actually wants to be with the brother and ain't nothing happened, man.
Either way,
y'all
both of them is wrong. If you want to be with the brother, then why are you with the other one? Just get out the situation. Like,
some people do that, though. They like, I can't have you, so I'm gonna take the next best thing.
That's settling. That's
like by
stupid.
getting engaged to your brother. That's
dumb.
Nuts, man. That's nuts. But on to the next one. So we have my girlfriend of 5 years has went from 140 pounds to 220 pounds in the last 3 years. I've tried to be as respectful as possible, but I have no idea what to do anymore. The title says it all. My girlfriend has gained 80 pounds in the last few years. When we first started dating, she ate okay, but she was consistently going to the gym. I know she has depression and I know it came back. She doesn't cook, clean, has absolutely no routine. That boy got bars. And just won't do anything without me asking. And then gets angry. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got like a nice little cadence. He didn't say angry. He actually said mad, but whatever. It's as if she doesn't care anymore. Just comes home and doesn't leave the couch. She knows she's getting very unhealthy and it makes her upset, but she won't do anything about it, so it's a constant cycle. I'm just at a loss and can't keep feeling like I'm taking care of a 22-year-old. We both work all day, come home at the same time. I start some chores, but she just goes and sits on her phone. I've tried to talk to her and be nice, but she fights and denies anything is wrong. I just don't know what to do. Dr. Tish, what should he do?
I would first start out by encouraging her to go to the gym. And it can be hey, let's do this together. Or let's take a walk outside. You can even start with small things. Let's go for a walk around the neighborhood. Or let's do this exercise routine here in the living room. Kind of like the stuff you used to try to encourage me to do.
Yeah, but I never thought she was getting fat.
Like, I know.
I wanted somebody to go to the gym with.
I get it. But I'm saying maybe instead of, like, I don't know if you need to go to the gym, I don't think so. That's not what was implied. But I would just start to encourage and make it kind of like a team thing. Hey, let's do this together. Let's go to the gym together. Let's take a walk. Let's do a challenge. Who can take the most steps in a day? Who can, eat healthier, eat the most healthy meals in a day, or, something to kind of make it competitively but fun, to where it just doesn't seem like, oh, he has an issue with me.
We gotta let that window down, too.
Oh, okay.
The beautiful thing about a podcast is I don't actually have to edit stuff like this out. Okay, it can stay in. But continue as you were saying.
If that's just a nice way to kind of try to get her into doing things, being more active and being more physical. And then maybe he should cook, she don't cook. Maybe he should, try to find, oh, okay, let's find this. Let's eat this for dinner. And it'd be, some baked chicken and broccoli or, something like that. Just try to introduce at least one healthy meal and be like, okay, well, I cooked dinner. Let's eat this. And now, if she gets to a point where she just don't want to do anything and he's trying all these things, then eventually you're going to have that hard, uncomfortable conversation of, okay, you are, becoming unhealthy. I wouldn't say you're getting fat or anything like that, but just, I'm concerned about your health. And I would like for us to explore options because I would like for you to be around here a little longer with me. And, just kind of be nice about it. But try to take step by step and trying to get her back, in the groove of going to the gym. Because it says she used to go before, so it's not like that stuff is foreign to her. That's me, the nice person.
I think that's cool. Okay. Wonderful. But I think you need to know who your spouse is. True. Nice don't work with everybody. Okay. Some people need you to be, walk up behind them, grab them from behind. Grab them by the britches. Say, baby, your britches, you're getting too big for your britches. Okay? I notice you're starting to pop a few buttons here and there. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about you. You got the shakes in your sleep. You know what I'm saying? Your blood pressure going up. Why you sweating so much? Sometimes you got to lay it out for real. The reality of it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes nice don't work. I'm not the type of person nice works for. I'm not. Because if you be nice to me and I'm in a rut or like in a addictive state with something, I'm not going to respond well to it.
Charles, you don't respond well to me neither when you're in those. So
we just had this conversation about me playing the drums. Okay. You see what you being nice got me? A broken heart.
But you don't respond well to me.
No, don't tell me what I don't respond
well
to.
I know from experience.
I'm talking about now at this point in my life. Okay. See, y'all got to understand, right? Again, this is a mental health PSA. I'm big on that. Tish is speaking of a former version of me prior to working through my demons, okay? All right? Prior to getting the demons out of my life. All right? Now that that's gone, I'm in a much better place, much more confident place. So I have thick skin to match my thick frame. All right? So I would prefer, at this point in my life, because I'm going to tell you, you are correct, but the reason why at one point I didn't want to hear the truth in any format was because it would reinforce in my mind the negative stereotypes or negative thoughts I had about myself. Okay. So I would prefer you lie to me. I would prefer you don't tell me. Because if you don't tell me, then that doesn't add on to me already feeling like crap on my own. At this point, now that I have much higher self-esteem, I've worked through a lot of my trauma and my issues, I can just take it on the chin. It's fine. You can just tell me straight up. So because I know the way I am, and I'm somebody who struggled with discipline in the past, I know that I need to hear it. I need to hear it for real. You know what I'm saying? I need her to come up like, hit me with the nipple flick like, babe, you getting bigger than me out here. Your titty's bigger than mine. You know what I'm saying? I need to hear that.
But I did. Okay. Now, I get it. The trials of then is not the trials of now. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's say that this girl is the Charles of then.
But keep in mind, I didn't say this is a one size fits all. I just said know your spouse.
Right.
So for instance, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, whatever he's doing ain't working. Okay, and I don't know which
route. If he's doing anything.
Well, he's doing something. He said that he's been talking to her. You know what I'm saying? But we, like you said, we don't know how he's been talking. Is he coming with the nice route? Is it good cop or bad cop? We don't know.
Right.
But whatever you are trying, you need to try the opposite. And I think that's why it's important to just know your spouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to work and put in the time to know how they will respond to things. Just like if we go back to what started the entire podcast, tag along. You know what I'm saying? I went through a bunch of stages with that of totally being like, you soft, you need to get over it, to, okay, I don't get it, but because it bothers you, cool. To 3, it don't matter to me. I don't care. Let go of the pride. If she said this bothers her, that's it. It don't matter whether I get it or not. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it's super important to just know what triggers your spouse. What triggers them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if, like Tish said, she used to be active at one point, find out why she's not anymore. Y'all are married. There was no major life event or anything. Girlfriend, you're right. Girlfriend of 5 years. But that's still a long time.
Yeah.
To be together and not know if some life event has happened that's made her suddenly change.
That's true. And I get that part. But so there was a point in time where weight loss was a conversation for you that depressed you.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of weight loss, I am much smaller than I look on camera right now.
So
you know what I'm
this
saying?
shirt is big because what I started to do, I learned my spouse, and I learned that conversations about weight gain and weight loss depressed him. He would go into this funk. He would talk about, oh, I'm this. I don't look in the mirror because I look bad. And he didn't like his image and all this stuff because he was gaining weight. His clothes were getting too little and nothing fit. And he didn't feel confident in anything. So what did wife do? I stopped having them conversations because they were depressing him. And I literally just went up a size and buying his clothes.
I'm about to go switch shirts. This shirt is too big.
Okay, that's fine. I will keep talking while you do that. But I went up a size in his shirts to make him look. Okay, you went up a size. I went up a size in your clothes. So the shirts that he would wear from then on were looser. They fit. He could button them, all of that stuff, and he felt more confident. So I just think there is a way of telling your spouse, oh, okay, you're getting a little bit bigger. You're not really appealing to me. Something that will, kind of not hurt their feelings, but you're also helping them along the way. Please welcome Mr. Adams back.
Okay. And I'm back up in this thing. I had to get a different shirt, man. Okay, I've been working too hard to be out here looking the way I was looking with that shirt. That shirt. But I did hear what you said, and you buying bigger sizes did not make me feel better. It made me feel worse.
Well, you didn't even realize I was buying bigger sizes
until
I said something.
No, I checked the collars.
Well, Charles, I had to do something so you wouldn't be walking around with, going in there and going in the room and being like, oh, I have nothing to wear today. Or my suit jacket is not closing, or, stuff that used to feel self-image issues.
Hey,
if you had clothes to fit, then it's like, okay, I look nice today. This might be a X whatever size that, I don't really care to be in, but I do know that I look okay. My clothes are not too little.
Did not think I looked okay.
Well, I thought you looked okay.
I'm glad.
And others thought you looked okay because your clothes were not too little.
I'm glad y'all did, but y'all are not me. Okay?
But good. Your clothes, your shirts are big now.
For me, I was not confident. I didn't matter what size clothes I was wearing. Matter of fact, the bigger the clothes got, the bigger I felt I looked in them. I'm out here wearing tall tees in 2020, baby. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, nah, man. But I mean, to wrap this up, I don't know. You got any last words for these people?
I feel like the whole thing about, as you said, know your spouse, know your girlfriend. Figure out what will motivate her again, if anything. And if nothing will kind of motivate her, refer her to go see a counselor.
Yeah, but then that's a whole separate beast. I don't think that's bad advice, but then you got to deal with because if she's not motivated to do anything at home, you know what I'm saying, already with the stigmas of going to see somebody, I feel like that's a whole nother can of worms. I think that's important, though.
Well, there's something that he can either encourage her to go do with him, or
he did say she has depression and it came back.
So there you go.
And depression can lead to weight loss.
Yeah,
weight gain.
It
can lead to both weight gain and weight loss.
Yeah,
because some people eat to feel comfort. Some people don't eat because they don't have energy to do anything. So either way, man, mental health matters. We'll close that one out with this top comment from somebody who responded to this post. They said, it isn't your responsibility to make other people accept their responsibilities. Sounds like you've already had some very, very clear conversations with her about this, and they have not gone anywhere. The question you have to ask yourself is simple. Is this behavior something that I'm willing to end the relationship over? That single yes or no will tell you a lot about your next steps. If yes, say so. I'm doubting the future of our relationship, blah, blah, blah. If no, say so. I'm committed to getting through this, blah, blah, blah. Regardless of how you feel about it, you deserve better than to be treated as a foregone conclusion. If she's suffering from mental health issues, then she needs to pursue professional help. Continuing to just hope it gets better clearly isn't working for her or you. Can't sit on your bum, all right? No. If you don't like the way things are, do something about it. That simple. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. That's all.
You got nothing else for me, good doctor?
Not for that one.
Okay. Next situation. I have just found out my boyfriend of 3 months is actually 17. Where do you be? Okay. If you couldn't tell, topics for this week were brought to you by Letitia. So that's why they're so far out there. Says, okay, bear with me. I know this sounds really bad. Honestly, I'm freaking out right now. So I met this guy at the cafe I waitress at, which is literally on the doorstep of my city's major university. He was a regular customer who always sat in my section with his laptop studying. We got to chatting and always had a laugh, so when he said he was kind of in love with me, he asked me out and we got to dating. Dating him was going good. He was really sweet and loving. We were always talking or FaceTiming and doing fun stuff together, like the start of a good relationship. He used to joke around that he was my toy boy or whatever, because of the 5-year age gap, which at first I was a bit weary about, but we have so much in common. And like I said, he was just so nice and loving. Okay. Context for y'all. The woman in this situation is 26. She believed the boyfriend to be 21. Turns out he was 17. So anyway, his first match since COVID at the football league he plays at was this weekend. And I got it off work at the last minute, and I thought I would surprise him. Anyway, I turn up and I can't find him, so eventually I asked someone. It turns out he's on the under 18 side. So I'm super confused, thinking maybe he coaches them, but he never mentioned any of it. Anyway, when he sees me, we got to arguing a bit, and I didn't want to cause a scene, so I waited until after the game. So he meets me after, and we argue a bunch more in my car, and I found out he's actually 17. Eventually, he shows me his ID. He was born in 2003. I feel gross and so betrayed. He's saying he never straight up lied to me. He just said what I wanted to hear. Like, for example, he said he was going into his final year of his studies, which is technically correct, just high school, not universities.
God.
Y'all gonna get enough of this technically correct stuff. Obviously, I can't date a high schooler. He said stuff like, if you knew my real age, you wouldn't have given me a chance. No.
It's illegal.
And telling me that he loves me and he'd do anything for us to be together. Like he was weirdly threatening me. Then he was super upset, like crying and shouting at me like it's all my fault when he's the one who lied. I have no idea what I can even do about this. I can't talk to anyone in real life about this because how do I explain it? And now I seem to be stuck to him because I'm scared he's going to hold this over my head, and it's turning out to be the worst mistake of my life. And I'm really freaking out. I feel sick and disgusted with myself and the whole situation. We've had sex, which is what I'm most worried about here because he's a minor. What can I do here? I obviously can't be with him after this, and I'm totally screwed if we break up and he gets the law involved or something. Just walk away.
Yeah.
Move away, actually. Because he more than likely is going to blackmail you. That's going to happen. You done knocked this young boy up. You done turned him out. You know what I'm saying? He ain't know how to handle that. You know, when you're a young cat, you don't know how to handle that. Especially from an older woman. No. And now his mind is just completely blown. He liable to do anything to make sure y'all keep doing what you're doing.
I would ask for an ID or something. Like, I don't know. Like, okay, so this is the exact age that we started dating. I was 26, you was 21. But I knew you were in college. So I didn't really have to double check your age or anything like that. But if you're 26 and this dude is saying that he's 21, there has to be something that shows you, if he's 17, that he is not 21 years old. I just believe. I don't believe that at 17 you are as mature, and even at 21 you're not mature. But I don't believe at 17 that you're as mature as a 21-year-old male would be.
I mean, who's to say at 26 she was all immature?
She might not have
Because
been.
I'm like you said, for this to happen to her, not even realize.
But my thing
that's problematic.
You're dating all this time, and how long did they date?
5 years.
No, that was 5.
Wait, 3 months. 3 months.
Okay, 3 months that's short enough time for you to be like, bro, I gotta go. And even if he tries to blackmail her or whatever, I'm gonna scream to the mountaintop. He did not tell me.
Wait, I'm confused. Okay, so in 3 months, 3 months, you didn't wonder what he does every day, or
he finishing up his studies. She figured he was in school all day. Like, I've never heard, like, I mean, I guess there are some parents that are not, as active in their children's life at 17.
Well,
but
I don't think this is in America either. Because when they said university, like, typically college is called university in places outside of, like, America. So England, Europe, period.
Yeah.
They'll usually, and there's a lot of like schools and academies for guys and girls where their parents are not necessarily with them all the time. They're going to like an academy. So, I mean, it's possible he could have pulled this off for real. But my main thing, I'm with you, like, because as a 28-year-old man, there's nothing I have in common with a 17-year-old. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I was teaching, I definitely met some, young men and young women that were like, y'all, you're exceptionally mature for your age. You know what I'm saying? You got a good head on your shoulders. But even them, it was still like looking at them like y'all are kids. You know what I'm saying? That's just, I don't know, man.
I mean, I don't care. I'm not getting ready to stay in that relationship. I'm not gonna do that. She's talking about she feels like she's stuck because if she leaves, he's gonna blackmail her or whatever. Bruh, I was not told. I was told, and if you got text messages to prove this and all this other stuff, if he goes to the law and all that stuff.
So guess what?
What?
I just found out the other day, probably about a month or so ago, listening to a podcast, they were talking about this exact thing.
Mm-hmm.
Young woman lying to a man saying she's 21 or she's 18, she's actually 15. Mm-hmm. Right? And the dude was like, well, I mean, you didn't know, man. Like, you can always fight by saying you didn't know. Come to find out, the law is it doesn't matter if you knew or not because you still had sex with a minor, which is technically true. Even if I didn't know, I still had sex with a minor, basically. Oh gosh, I should not have said that. That's not a good soundbite.
Okay, well,
I feel like I should cut that. I don't like that. I don't want nobody clipping that.
Okay, well.
But for real though, that's them's the rules. Apparently, even if you didn't know, it doesn't matter.
This is why you do background checks on people that you date.
You should not have to do all this, man.
You shouldn't, but
I should not have to card you like you trying to get into a club before we start talking.
Hey, I had people that I asked people how old you were. Pastor Covenant already told me.
You could just ask me.
But I asked you, but I wanted proof. And I knew you was in college, so it was just like, okay, I know he's over 18, so whatever.
You was asking people before
I didn't
or
ask
after?
people. What?
This is before or after our first date?
This was before.
Oh. I mean, okay, I get it. I mean, you have had some wild adventures, so I understand you want to get as much info as you possibly can. But anyway, this situation is all screwed up. It's bad. I totally get the idea of feeling like you're stuck. Because you don't want to be blackmailed and go to prison for something you knew nothing about. But you can't keep smashing this young boy. You cannot, okay?
I would even go to the police myself before he did. Look, let me tell y'all, before he tries to come, he hoodwinked me. I did not know. And
I mean, you may get off, Like, everybody's different. The laws are the laws, but we know laws get bent all the time. So, I mean, you very well could run into, somebody who's more lenient, and they say, well, you got to pay a fine. For being negligent.
I'll pay whatever fine, and I'm gonna leave this dude alone. How about that?
I ain't mad at it, but that's weird. Okay, that's weird. And I also don't understand what it is with these young kids who like have unnatural like attractions to older people like that. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I used to experience, me and one of my coworkers, when we were teaching. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like he used to say it the best, bro. It's nothing you can do for me. You are like you're young enough to be like my mama and daddy's oops baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we know I don't see you like that. Like I remember the first time I heard that mess, my it was a red flag instantly. Like somebody go talk to that girl. I ain't never gave her no reason to think that I would look at her like that. But crazy stuff, man. Children, be kids, man. Just be kids for as long as you can. Being an adult is not as fun as it looks, okay?
Amen.
All right. On to the next one. Am I the a-hole for going to my friend's wedding even though her mom and dad, who is the father of my child, will be there? Found this one last night. Thought it was interesting.
Okay.
So I'm going to read that title again. Basically, this person is saying, am I the a-hole because I'm still going to my friend's wedding when basically my friend's father is also the father
daddy.
of my child?
It's my baby daddy.
How did we end up here? Let's find out. So when I was 19, I met a guy in his 40s at university. This is obviously another one outside of the U.S. He told me he was married and had 3 kids, but his wife was dead. So, oh, Jesus. Listen.
Wow.
If you're going to hold around, just do it. Okay, I hate when people add.
People.
I hate when people stop adding other people into your lives.
Especially saying that they're dead.
What?
And then they'll be like, oh, they are dead in my mind. They're dead to me. Like, that's stupid.
That's back to that technically right thing. I can. So basically, he wanted to keep us secret until the kids were ready to hear about us. When we'd be together for 18 months, when we'd been together for 18 months, I found out I was pregnant. He freaked out and admitted his wife was not actually dead. What the? Needless to say, we broke up. Then began a custody battle. And when I say battle, I mean battle. As his wife said, he could only keep the kid if they got full custody, and I got nothing because she didn't want to deal with me for 18 years. After a lot of BS from the family, they only got visitation every 2 weeks. Because of her all-or-nothing mentality, on finding out that her actions had resulted in visitation only, they decided to not be involved at all beyond child support. During the custody case, I met his other kids. His sons both hated me, but his daughter, Kate, who was 6 months younger than me, felt that her dad was the only one who should get in trouble here. Kate wanted a relationship with her youngest brother, who was still an infant and who I now have full custody of. I agreed to letting her see her brother, and we actually became pretty good friends. That is, agreed to letting her see her brother. Okay. She wanted a relationship with her youngest brother, who was still an infant and who I now have full custody of. I agreed to let her see him, and we actually became pretty good friends as we were a similar age with similar interests, and she spent a lot of time with the baby. A few years ago, I introduced Kate to a friend of mine, and now they're getting married. My son and I are still a touchy subject with Kate's parents, obviously, and Kate says her mom regularly complains about the child support. Where was I? So anyway, the wedding isn't until next summer, and the invites haven't even gone out yet, but she sorted out her guest list, and me and my son, who is now 6, are both on it. I've already said we'll be there. Kate's parents have seen the guest list. Her mother has messaged me asking me to not attend. I refused, and she called me unreasonable and said I messed up her family 6 years ago. She doesn't want any drama or BS. Example, my son recognizing her husband as his father, which he will be able to do as he's seen pictures and knows that Kate is his half-sister. Or the affair being made known to their wider family. She also doesn't like my friendship with Kate and has said that she doesn't want to see my face at Kate's wedding as I've humiliated her enough. My POV is that Kate has asked me to be there. I'm friends with Kate and her soon-to-be husband, and my son is already excited to go. Plus, it's not like I'm going to take the microphone and go, attention. My 6-year-old is the bastard child of the bride's father. Cheers to the bride and groom. Plus, I don't have a problem with them being there, despite the stunts the wife pulled when we were sorting custody. So if they're the ones putting their foot down, I feel they should be the ones to not go. I talked to my roommate about it, and the roommate said that while she's a B word, I did bang her husband, and I'd be bringing his child to the wedding. Am I the a-hole for still wanting to go despite Kate's mother telling me not to? Yes.
You are. You are.
Get on somewhere.
Yeah, it's stirring up a whole lot of drama that's unnecessary. And
Kate just
should
don't. She
not
don't
be.
like her parents.
I guess not.
She don't like her parents.
It's like it reminds me of the movie Little Fires Everywhere. How Izzy like really hated her mother.
She started liking Kerry Washington.
Yeah, and I mean there was no affair there or whatever, but it's like
Mommy started liking her more as a mother than her own mother.
And so it sounds like Kate is pretty much like, I don't care what my parents think. You're my friend, and I want you to
gotta know that you're stirring the pot by doing this. It's been 6 years, man.
Stay home.
6 years.
Stay home.
First of all, what in your rabbit mind made you think it was a good idea to befriend the harlot that slept with your father and had a child? What? Why?
Well, guess what? They're only 6 months apart.
It does not matter.
No, but I'm saying
this is the person who caused a bunch of crap in your house along with your dad. It's his fault, really, because he's the one with the vow.
Right.
But still, I'm not trying to hang out with the person that was smashing my dad and had a baby by him. And what do you mean I want to get to know my brother? No, you take that kid and y'all move on somewhere. Move along.
It could have been basically to go against her mom.
It had to be.
It's
the only thing I could think of, because the mom has made it clear she's adamant she does not want this young lady there. You still put her on the guest list and the son. You could have even just put her on the guest list and not the baby. Maybe she could have found a babysitter. Like, fam,
I just would have told my friend, I will celebrate you. Kate, since y'all are friends, I will celebrate you. I'll buy you a wedding gift, but I'm going to choose not to attend this. I'm going to sit this one out and kind of just leave it at that. Like, that's just too much. Listening to all of that, like, made me just uneasy, because drama just really it's just like you're inserting yourself into a family that does not, where you're not wanted, basically.
Yes,
you screwed the husband, and you might, unknowingly, unbeknownst to you, you thought the woman was dead. That's his fault. Like, all of that is his fault.
But you know what? You know what else?
What?
I think we had this conversation the other day. The whole just because it's consensual thing, we need to take a deeper look at that. Just because the person is past the age of consent, don't mean that it should be free game.
No,
like, what is wrong?
But some men like
especially what is wrong with you older men trying to screw 20-year-olds? If you have children the same age as the person you pursuing, leave them alone.
They are reliving their glory years.
If the person was not even born when you were in your glory days in your 20s, leave them alone. Think about that. At one point, you was like 30-something, and they were like 10. Why are you now 50 wanting to be with this person? That's nasty. I've heard men say stuff like, man, I remember when she used to be in diapers. Now look at her.
That's
fine self. She done filled out here.
That's sick. That's a sick comment.
But she grown.
But
she grown.
it's
she
the
legal
same.
now.
It's the same though for younger girls. Like, I don't want a man that's 60. At my age right now, I would not want a 60-something-year-old man. That's just my preference. Not shading anybody who is my age that wants that.
I'm shading.
But I don't want anything that's gonna be 20 or 30 years older than me. Like,
she might not shade y'all, but I will. You nasty. Okay, if you're 30, what do you want with a 60-year-old? Benefits? Huh?
Yeah,
AARP?
Money?
That's what you want? An inheritance? You want to be put in a will? Fam, why? That's not normal. Stop.
Oh, God.
Yes, do whatever y'all want to do. This is just my opinion. The views and opinions of Charles did not represent the entirety of the Beautiful Frustration podcast, okay? But I am one half of it, and this is half of the opinion. Stick with people that's around your age. That's all I'm saying. I stuck with my 5 up, 5 down rule, and it's worked out for me, but I could not have been out here with somebody 15, 20 years older than me, man. You know what I'm saying? You was like auntie at one point. Why are we together?
You couldn't have went 5 down at 21.
I said it was a rule.
I know.
I didn't say.
I was just saying, at 21, you couldn't win 5 bail. That's illegal. We were just talking about that.
Anyhow, our last thing that we're going to talk about, I don't even know how long we've been running for because it's saying that we at the 52-minute mark, but I had it recording for a while, so I have no idea. But anyway, Tish got chicken over here, and I don't want to get in super cold, so we're going to wrap this thing up. It may be less than an hour, but oh well, okay? So this one, one day I'm out, I'm driving. I'm doing my little delivery gigs and whatnot, making ends meet, but putting money on the table. And as I'm out and about working hard, I get a text message. My phone lights up from my baby over here. She's, you got to see this. I'm thinking to myself, what is this? Because, on the iPhone, the picture don't load like off the lock screen. All you see is the message. So I have 2 messages. I have a text and I have a picture. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, what could this potentially be?
Okay. Just read it.
What could this be? No, let me tell my story. So I read this, and I debated, Tish, whether or not we should actually talk about it. I did. But here we are, okay? I set the scene for y'all. Because most of you, when you watch this or listen to it, you probably going to be just like me. Because I was listening to a podcast around that time, okay? And it was like the record scratched, like everything stopped. So I'm just trying to prepare y'all. This is real life right here, okay? Apparently it's somebody we know.
It's not.
No, I'm talking about as in we know somebody who knows this person. Like this is connected. This is close.
It's not.
What?
People put these anonymous things in groups just to get
Are you
people's
serious?
opinions.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Thank God. Because
it's not anybody that we know.
Because I was like, I don't think I know the person, but if it's a friend of a friend, oh man.
No.
Okay, so this is wild, y'all. This is off of a anonymous Facebook post. Here it is in Shaman Radford's voice. I am a 43-year-old man, and I love being a father to my 2 sons and 2 daughters, and a husband to my loving wife. My wife and I have been married for 10 years now, and everything has been great so far. But I have to get this one thing off my chest because it's eating me up inside. I had an affair on my wife with her twin brother. But after he told me he loved me, he asked me to leave my wife, which is his sister, for him. And of course I told him no, I would never do that. He also said I have to tell my wife about the affair or he'll do it for me. They love pulling that card. Mm-hmm. It don't matter how you explain it. This ain't never going to be nothing serious. You just a little side piece. That's it. It always turns into, I thought I could do it, but I can't. I need you to tell her I will. Stop getting yourselves in these situations, okay? So he's threatening him. You tell her I'll do it. Now, I know that I was wrong for doing this to my wife, but she also was... I know I was wrong for doing this to my wife, but she was also having sex with my father just 3 years into our marriage. And at the time I decided to stay because she got pregnant with our oldest son and didn't know who the father was. She got a test on the baby, and the baby was my father's son. And I...
Stop laughing and read.
Oh, God. Oh, God. No. Oh, God. Okay. I'm trying. So I decided to stay. She was pregnant with our oldest son. Didn't know who the father was. Got a test on the baby. The baby was my father's son. And I raised her son with my father as my own son. So what should I do with my crazy situation? Please help me.
Okay, let's go back to the top.
This is nasty.
Okay, so you not only did you cheat on your wife, you cheated on your wife with basically the closest person to her, the person that was born with her, the person that like.
Wait, why are we not starting with what happened first?
What do you mean?
Just 3 years into the marriage, she smashes
So
his father.
We're going back. We're going from there.
Start from the beginning. Don't just start with him smashing the brother.
Okay.
Like, she started it.
So the
got this man raising his brother.
situation should have been over.
He raising his brother as his son.
Over. His granddaddy. No.
His father, her father. Wait, no.
She slept with his father. So the granddaddy is the daddy and the granddaddy. So it's his brother, basically.
That's what I say. He raising his brother as his son. Right. That's still nasty. How you the dad and the granddad?
So, okay. That would have been enough for me to leave.
This is, if y'all see, this is a theme. Stop messing with younger women.
That would have been enough for me to leave. You have sex with my dad. You come for my dad 3 years into our marriage. You have sex with my father.
I don't know.
I would have been out on both of them.
I really don't know who to blame because normally I say, "Hey, man,
I'm blaming both of them."
Blame the person you with, because they made the vow. But this time it's a relation with the person you cheated with. Like,
and I don't care if that relationship is,
I just want to know who pursued who.
I don't know, but
was Daddy out here peeping the girl?
We wouldn't have went past 3 years. We would have been done. Period. Period, poo, as they say. But no, like, that part is just as simple as that. There should not have been let's move forward in this because you smashed my father, the man who birthed me. Whether it means a lot to me or whether he doesn't, that's still my father, my dad. No, like, not happening. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's
and it's not like you smashed him before you knew who I was. You smashed him 3 years into our marriage.
For all I know, Pops was tapping that the whole time. He might have been encouraging him like, "Hey, young blood, you got to hold on to her. She a good one now. She a keeper there."
That's
what I'm saying? Knowing good and well he was dipping in the cookie jar the whole time. That's nasty.
So,
my thing, I just want to know if him sleeping with the brother was because he was just secretly gay the whole time on the down low, or was this revenge?
That's a hell of a revenge if it is.
Some people are petty, man.
And I mean, that whatever, choose what you want.
Because he don't even seem like he's interested in a relationship. The brother, he didn't, knock the brother block off to the point where dude is like, "I can't live without you," and he's basically like, "Nah, bro, I'm good." You know what this was?
It's all a mess. It's a mess. I would have stopped, pressed a pause, stop, never to return, no U-turn at the mark where I found out that she screwed my dad and that she got pregnant by him.
This has got to be fake.
It could be.
It has to be because it's just too much.
Somebody would have been dead.
It's too much going on in this story, man. That's what I'm saying. We would have saw something on the news and the newspaper, like triple homicide due to crime of passion. You know what I'm saying? There's no way all of this is going down and ain't nobody died. First of all, my pops is better not.
Too much.
Like, bruh. Like, if I'm in this situation, you have to die. You have to.
Yeah, like that.
You and her.
That's too much.
Old school styles. Y'all getting stoned. But we can't. No, man. It's hard to even walk away from that, man. That's one of those, Lord, please, just take me now moments. Like, how do you recover from that? And then how does she recover from you smashing her brother?
I mean,
this is nasty all around, man.
It shouldn't even be a situation. I don't have no advice for nobody.
I don't think there's any advice to be given.
Should have been gone in 3.
All of y'all going to hell. Y'all, I ain't got no advice for you. I just pray the Lord have mercy on all your souls, okay? Because y'all are nasty.
I just feel like it's a whole, like, orgy type thing going on. Everybody's sleeping with everybody. It's just like, oh, let's all get together and let's just sleep with each other. We're family members. Let's just do it. Like, there is no, oh, well, you slept with my dad, so I'm going to find a family member of yours to sleep with. Why? Like, no. There's no, and this is really getting to the real deep part of it. There's no, like, this is a marriage here. So you're throwing away your vows. You're, not even really caring about the sanctity of marriage. And the fact that there's a lot of people out here that would kill to be married. And y'all sitting around here messing around and sleeping with everybody and like screwing over your own dang on marriage.
See,
once you
know what,
have the ability, and I ain't gonna even say be blessed, because sometimes marriages are not a blessing, but had the ability to actually have somebody that wanted to marry you, but then you want to screw around with other people. Like, I don't understand.
I think what you just said is a problem. There's a lot of people who would kill to be married. Marriage should not be the goal, people.
It is the goal for some people.
Listen to what I'm saying. It should not be a goal. Okay? It shouldn't. It should be your goal to find somebody that you genuinely feel like, I want to be with this person for the rest of my life. Notice that there is a difference with what I'm saying. I'm not saying nobody should want to be married, but I'm saying make sure your goal ain't just to get married. Okay? Make sure the goal is to actually want to be a spouse, and a good one at that. Because there's a lot of folks out here running around. The older they get, they just, I'm so lonely. I just want to be married. We was watching a movie last night where girl was about to marry a dude that she knew was a scrub.
Yeah.
Knew he was a dog. But she was going to do it because she ain't want to be alone. Some of y'all need to learn how to be alone. We moving into cuffing season, people. It's getting cold outside, and you better learn how to go to the Lord in prayer and to wrap yourself up in a prayer cloth, whatever you got to do to stay warm out here in these streets, okay? Because I'm telling you, wanting attention causes so much problems for so many people. It does.
It does.
You better learn how to be okay by yourself. All right? Otherwise, you're going to end up like this, screwing daddies and brothers and everything. And that's all I got to say about that.
So much.
It's nasty.
Well, is that all you got?
That's all I got, man. I told you I'm tired today. I ain't got a whole lot of energy, but we doing this for y'all, okay? We doing this for y'all. Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Anchor.
you know what I'm saying? Anchor, Stitcher, you know what I'm saying? All of y'all, man, because y'all listening. Y'all listening. We don't even promote the audio, and people, as soon as we started posting again, y'all was back.
Thank you.
Y'all was back. And it's probably not any of y'all, I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? Thank you to y'all too on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I am done. Okay, I'm done for the day.
Wonderful.
I'm tired.
So we have no businesses today. Why? Because nobody hit me up asking for
I
us to
actually did have
promote.
one.
Who you got?
I was just gonna shout out Derek Slack, Black Leaf Vegan food truck. What they got going on. Just be in the know about Derek Slack and Taria Slack, his wife, in their business, Black Leaf Vegan. Okay, will be coming to an event near you. And if you want more information, man, just reach out to Derek Slack here on Facebook, or you can find him at Black Leaf Vegan on Instagram as well. So
They have a Facebook page too.
yeah, Facebook page as well. Yep.
Okay, well, Black Leaf Vegan, they have some very good CBD lemonade too. Get
Very
you
good.
some.
Very good.
So, okay. Well, I take that back. We had a Black owned business for today. So thank you for listening to the Beautiful Frustration Podcast with myself and my husband, Charles.
Yeah.
If you are an Apple listener, you know what to do. Drop 5 stars. If you haven't already done it, why?
Also a YouTube page, man. Go on the YouTube page, subscribe, like those videos, please.
Yes. Okay. So we do have a YouTube channel now that we do upload these videos to. So if you can go on there, as he said, and become a subscriber of us, like our videos, share our videos, with your friends or on your social medias, whatever you want to do. Then if you are an Apple listener, like I said, drop those 5 stars. send us, a review. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. If you have a topic or if you have a crazy scenario that you want to hear us talk about, send it to us. We'll take it. That's it. That's all for this week. Thank you for listening. Have a good night.